Greetings everyone, it's Bonnie Alexander, and this is the second in my series of classes to go where you can get the kits for 6 cards, 2 of each of the cards I'm working on. I'm going to show you today free with an order of $35. If you order $50, you'll not only get something from Stampin' Up, but an embellishment from me. So let's get started. This is the first card we're going to work on, and it is using the free paper that you can get with a $50 purchase. I tried to make sure that I got to show you what all you could get for free. So, simple card, we're going to adhere the inside panel. Oops. I like to line up, I use my grid paper all the time. My depth perception doesn't win any awards, so consequently, I am always happy to have lines to guide me. And this piece of paper is going to get put on the end. This paper line here, and if it's cut, if you're going to see it really lines up there. The next step to making this card is actually going to be, we are going to go ahead and tape this down. Now I use a lot of adhesive, mainly because I craft in my basement and there's a lot of humidity. So what makes this card a little bit special and a fun fold is this little flap here. And we are going to adhere. I want to decide which way I'm going to go because I have 2 of these and I want to make sure I do them the right way. We're going to adhere this. This paper has beautiful colors on it. It really doesn't matter which way you put it. I do think you want to just make sure that you put both of them the same way. Again, I'm adhering to this little flap. Before we attach it, we are going to, just to let you know, and I'll probably say this again, everything you need is going to be in an envelope like this. So that's what I was looking for here. So what I'm going to do now, wrong thing, is I'm going to stamp on this and this is from the Something Fancy, this little label from the Something Fancy stamp bundle, which I have used so much. Check it out. And I love this saying because I call myself the late Bonnie Alexander, mainly because I'm late a lot. And while we're stamping, we're just going to go ahead and stamp on here the happy birthday. Now I've used several different stamp sets, which isn't normal for me, but I wanted these all to be happy birthday cards, and I wanted them to have some variety. So now we are going to adhere this to our little card with the Stampin' Seal. Oops, don't do it upside down, Bon. There you go. And looking for my bow. I always make the bows for all of you. We're going to wait to adhere this because I want to put this on first. So we want it to go about there. So I'm just going to flip it over and adhere just on the edge. I hate that I can't find something, but I will find that bow. This is a moving part, so you want to give it a little bit more glue. Line it up. Line it up. I'm trying to stay in the screen. I'm still kind of new to this and learning, and so I'm always interested in ways that I can make this better. And guess what? I'm crooked. No, I'm not. Okay, so there we go. This card is got a cute fold to it, and it has a little bit of a wow factor, and yet you see how quick and simple it is to put together. So, of course, I would forget something. My glue dots. No, that's not going to work. I'm going to reach for my glue dots. I use my glue dots. It never ceases to amaze me how many different adhesives we have and that work for certain things. So I always use, a glue dot to adhere my ribbon, my bows. And they're very sticky because it just stuck to my... And then the bow you're going to have to mess with just like I am now. I usually make it a little bigger than necessary. I've got my ribbon scissors here, and I'm going to trim. Okay, so that's card number 1. All right, card number 2 is, and by the way, I get my inspiration from a lot of people. I know that there's so many talented creators out there, and I love to get to follow them and have them inspire me. And all of these cards were inspired by someone else. So this is another card that I think you're going to enjoy. I told you I had glue dots sticky on my nail. And this one is from the Dainty Details free paper in the Saleabration catalog. And what I'm going to do is show you how I fold this. We're going to fold in. A long folder would be handy too, but sometimes the nails have to work, and then fold back out. Okay, similar to the last one, but we're gonna decorate it differently. So let's actually do the inside first. And here is another. Now we're using Starry Sky, which is one of our in colors, and I absolutely love it. It just makes such an impact. But you do have to be a little careful because it definitely will stain your hands quickly. So this, wishing you a beautiful birthday, is one of my favorites. And I'm putting that on the inside, and then just to give it a little something extra, we're going to go ahead and add that strip. Now, look at this. I'm a little bit over because made with love, not perfection. Lots of times when we cut, it's not exact, so I'm going to trim it. I am definitely going to keep looking for my stuff because I have a way of, I just had my adhesive here, girls, so we know that's here. I put it down somewhere, or I thought I heard something fall. Nope, that wasn't it. Well, we're going to just grab something else quick here and get this going because there's other things you have to do. In case you... we all make videos, or we like videos, how we like to look at them. And I don't like a lot of time. I'm kind of let's get to the program here. So, this is gorgeous paper. And all I did was cut it out with the Color and Contour Frank die. And then, because it has these little holes here, I went ahead and just threaded it through. And I'm going to use a cheater bow. A lot of people are very good at making bows while there's one piece. I am not one of those people, so I use the cheater bow idea a lot. So what we're going to do here is we are going to just put a little bit of adhesive down, and then our bow, I am going to trim just a titch off of this. Again, I always like to give more than less. I've wasted too much ribbon trying to save ribbon. So on here I have a bow, and again the envelope will have everything if I can find the envelope. I make a mess. I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't matter how much room I have. I use it all and I make a mess. So, looks like I'm going to grab my extra bow here, did that twice, and we're going to add it with the glue dots to the front of the card. I love when a designer series paper does all the work for me. This, I was standing back and walked up to this card. It was sitting on my table, and it just really pops out, and it's so easy to create. Again, I will be cutting, making bows, doing all that for you. Now, here's the tip with this. The other thing, everybody does things differently. I always lay everything out as flat as I can. I don't need any other, I don't need the extra bulk underneath me. So I put, in order not to make the mistake of putting it all over, which is so easy to do, I've done so often, I put it on this panel, and then I am going to take, oops, don't want to do it upside down. I'd like to know if I'm in the frame. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. So the last thing we have to do is to stamp our greeting. And I don't know, girls. This is really something when you're just so sure you put everything in the envelope and you don't have it. So, oh, what's this? An extra white piece and a bow. I don't like when I do this. I would much rather be more organized, but try as I might, it doesn't always happen. So now I'm going to stamp this for a special person on a special day on a piece of white paper. Now I've created these cards so you can use any stamp set, but certainly if you're wanting to figure out what you want to order, then you can get, actually I'm going to restamp this, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I didn't put it up high enough for the punch. I don't know if you could see that or not. So I'm going to restamp it a little higher on this piece of paper because I really want it to look good. So keep that in mind when you're using a punch. Yeah, that looks better to me. And I'm going to go and adhere this onto this with nutshells, which again, there they are. I love these things. They do just what they said. They offer dimension. This is a pretty flat card. I know a lot of people don't want to spend a lot of time or, worry about postage. And this card is flat. So here we go. And that's our second card. Voila, as Frenchie would say. Our third card is actually a card and a gift card holder. Oh, I forgot my big gift card holder, but the gift card slides right under that. There we go. So let's put this together. This is using the two-tone floral set, which is absolutely gorgeous. It has, well, I'm going to take all this out together so you can see what we have, because I seem to be making mistakes on it. Okay, so this is going to be for the Let's Celebrate. And you're going to have two white cards. And one, we're going to stamp on both of them. One, we're going to stamp these two-tone flowers, which I'm excited to show you. And one is for the inside. And then we have a card base and our DSP layer, and to make it pretty. So again, this has a little bit of as far as a card that is not your normal. We call them fun folds. Got a little bit of extra something there. So this is easy enough. We're going to attach our 4 by 5 1/4 piece. But before we attach anything else, we're going to stamp. So let's stamp the inside first, because it is easiest. And we are reusing the Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday. And I'm going to ink it up. I didn't have to clean it because I'm using the same color, the Starry Sky. And we're going to put that down here. And I guess it needs a bigger trim than the other. So I'm just going to go out here at first. And you know what? I can, I also call myself, beside the late Barney Alexander, I call myself the Biggest Loser. Now, again, all of a sudden, bingo, my adhesive is gone. And we know it couldn't have gone far. Oh my, Bonnie. You are the biggest loser. So when I do that, I clean up. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and just attach this. No, we can't attach this either. Oh, here it. No, it's not. That's not it. I just confused myself. Oh my, this does not help when you want to have a smooth and timely video. So let's stamp. Let's just keep on going and keep on stamping. And this is fun. So let's see if we can show you something new. Now here, this is two-tone stamping. This stamp is the detailed stamp, and this is the fill-in stamp, or the blob as I call it. So let's just get going on, looks like my cutter needs a new blade. We're gonna go ahead and ink up, and that's tap, tap, tap. You don't have to murder it. Just tap lightly, especially with a color like this. You really don't want to, see I have some ink on there. You want to avoid that if you can. All right, so that's pretty. Now this one, it's the blob, the fill-in stamp, and I am going to go ahead and line that up in the middle of the stamp. But first I'm going to stamp off. And then, I don't know how well you can see this. I'm hoping you can see it. I don't know if you can see those little stamen. I'm not quite sure what it is. And the same thing here. So stamp off, and then line it up. That's the easiest way for me to line it up. It's not perfect, by the way. This is not perfect. It's not going to be exact. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, all right. I was trying not to walk away. I've got to grab my fresh Grisia and my green ink. Darn, darn, darn. So here we go. I don't know if you heard that phone call. I thought I had Do Not Disturb on. However, and the sad thing about that phone call, it's my husband. I'm in the basement and he's upstairs. So sometimes we call each other from two different floors. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Oop, that's the leaves. My other little, I'm a little bit more rattled than normal, and I'm sorry about that. I really worked so hard to make sure. Here it is, right in my box, right where it's supposed to be. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm calling it the blob. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to line up. There's a little stem in the middle, and I'm lining it up to that. Okay. Last thing we have to do is the leaves. Again, this is a wow. I mean, I can't get over how beautiful those flowers turn out. And yet you can see how easy they are. Put leaves there, and I didn't stamp off on these at all. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to stamp is the greeting for that Let's Celebrate Together. Let's Celebrate You, sorry. And that again is going to be in the Starry Sky. I don't know if you saw my little embellishments go flying by the camera. And we are then going to, you can use whatever you have at home, or you can use what I've used. All right, let's see, let's get this card together, because luckily I did find my I found my adhesive on the floor. I thought I heard something fall. Anyway, here we go. Let's get all these pieces together. So this is our front. And we're going to add the Let's Celebrate You. I'd love to have you join us in our classes to go, and definitely love to have you share this video if you like it. I'd also like you to, I'll be posting this on the YouTube, and it'll be on Facebook, but then you'll watch it on YouTube, and I would love for you to subscribe, and again, share with anybody else that might be interested in this free class to go. Now we're going to take this and we're going to adhere that. Again, lots of adhesive when you have when it's such a moving part. And there we go. I got a little ink on there. That's what I'm telling you about the starry sky. But that's also what I'm telling you. I'm just doing this like it's alive and like it is, I'm not going to go back and forth trying to, because, you know, it'll never be perfect. So here's where we're going to adhere with tear and tape, which I know is under here somewhere. Lighting just fell. That's next on my list to get a little bit better lighting. Somehow or another, spending just $10 on lighting isn't probably the best thing I should have done. However, there's always room for improvement. So I'm taking the tear and tape, and it's named this because you can just tear it off. I want it to be secure because I want it to, I don't want the credit card to fall out, or excuse me, the gift card. Oh, and it is sticky, it will hold. I usually use my Take Your Pick tool, which I absolutely love because it's so useful and does so many things to tear that off. And I'm going to adhere that. Now, frankly, you can adhere it down here if you prefer, or here. I did it here on the other one, so I'm going to continue with that. And should have cut that off sooner, but I can still do it. And we're going to put this on to give it a little more oomph also. Okay, so here we go. That's our third card. I like to have a little white showing. So I'm going to try to trim again. You'll get this. I mean, when I send it to you, it will be more correct. It won't be perfect. Made with love, not perfection. And there you go. There's a gift card holder. So I hope you've enjoyed these, and I hope that you'll want to make them at home yourself. So contact me. Information will be in the post, and hopefully, here's what we made today. Who wants to see that? You've enjoyed these and will want to make them. Our Starry Sky free Saleabration birthday group. Thanks very much. Till the next time. Bye.